What if the weak boundaries you have or the pleasing behavior you exhibit are not yours at all? What if you had unconsciously been carrying them on behalf of an ancestor? In this video, I will take you into the fascinating world of intergenerational trauma and its effects that reverberate across the generations, so you can identify where the patterns of behavior you're struggling with may be coming from and start your intergenerational healing journey. Hi, my name is Anna from Flow and Purpose. I'm a conscious connection coach helping sensitive people to rediscover their self-worth, heal their past, and reconnect with their flow and purpose. In a previous video, I discussed with you parentification and the preeminence of attachment needs in childhood as the two sources fueling our weak boundaries, pleasing behavior, and low self-worth. Here, I will turn to how these limiting behaviors and underlying limiting beliefs are often transmitted through the generations. You will discover if this is so in your case and how to start healing. We are part of a family system and are subject to its dynamics. As much as the modern paradigm would have us believe, we're nothing more than isolated individuals. We are all born into a family system. We're not only formed by it, but are subject to its dynamics. And it is the case even if we have broken all contact with our family and live far away. Another trend is that we know less and less about our family of origin. During the courses I run, there are often participants who do not know much about the life circumstances of their grandparents and sometimes even their names. And yet, the traumatic events and unprocessed trauma from several generations back still affects us in overt and covert ways. There are two dynamics I would like to describe, one more logical and acceptable to the logical mind, and one that seems esoteric and yet is very real and can be the cause of great suffering if left unaddressed. The first dynamic I would call the inherited symptoms of lack of care. Often, there is a major trauma in the life of an ancestor, for example, a great-grandparent or a grandparent. At a young age, they have become orphaned or they have lost a parent, were sent to a boarding school or were abused. As a result, they have shut down emotionally. Whilst they raised their family, they were unable to provide the warmth and love to their children. Their children's physical needs were met, but their broader emotional needs were not. These love-deprived children are your parents. They were perhaps beaten with a belt or suffer from a chronic health condition or have compromised immunity. Their capacity for love is greater than what they have received themselves, but they have similarly not been able to truly see you, their child, with your individual needs, talents, and qualities. In the depths of your soul, you feel unseen, unworthy, as if there's something wrong with you. And the origin of the snowball effect lies in the big trauma of your grandparent or great-grandparent, losing a parent at a young age, and the consequent emotional shutdown and misattunement. Spelt out in this way, it seems not only that there is an inevitability to the process, but also that the effects are purely psychological. Scientists, however, are discovering that there are epigenetic changes that take place. The survival mechanisms become hardwired in subsequent generations. So mice that were electrocuted while smelling cherry blossom produced offspring that reacted to cherry blossom smell with extreme stress. What was very surprising and instructive is that the same reaction pattern continued in future generations, which had not been electrocuted. They continued to respond with great stress to the cherry blossom aroma. The great-grandmother's stress response to the stimulus was now epigenetically hardwired into the great-granddaughter, even though the grandmother, mother, and daughter had never been electrocuted. So now I turn to the dynamic of entanglement. This is the second dynamic revealed in family constellations, where the trauma of an ancestor, which has not been processed, is carried by someone further down the family line. It is quite possible that the people-pleasing, low self-worth and lack of boundaries that you struggle with are actually your grandmothers or grandfathers. In the context of systemic work or family constellation, this is known as entanglement. You are entangled with the fate of an ancestor who you may not have ever known in your life. Your fate seems in a way connected to theirs. It is particularly worthwhile investigating this if you have a range of symptoms which you cannot place. Make a list of all the symptoms, behaviors, beliefs that you carry but cannot place within the context of your own upbringing, and ask yourself the question, for whom in your family tree would these symptoms make perfect sense? Entanglements, where a descendant carries the burden or the heavy fate of an ancestor, happens where the trauma was overwhelming, had remained unprocessed, or where the family member has been excluded from the family system or forgotten. I will cover the topic of entanglement more in future videos, so make sure to subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.